Hey guys, Kamina the coach here. Welcome back. So my name is Kamina the coach. I've been working and living abroad since around 2010, 2011. Currently working and living in my ninth country. I am an education professional. So a lot of the videos on this channel are about working and living abroad. In March of 2020, COVID forced me back to the United States. So I really aggressively started working on early childhood trauma and adoption trauma. So you'll find a lot of videos about that as well. And some of the videos are just on how to live a better, more peaceful life. So this specific video is about working and living abroad and kind of my conclusion for where now. I don't like to make a lot of concrete plans. Working and living abroad has taught me that, but it's kind of a conclusion I've come to after my first vacation abroad since COVID. So we'll go ahead and get into this. So I have been back overseas since September of 2022. So it's currently August of 2023. I've done videos before on paying attention to the news that affects where you're living and working, and I have been guilty of not doing that. So I'm currently working in Baghdad, Iraq, and there have been some recent developments between the United States and Iraq that are really, really affecting how I am getting paid. So a lot of people are like, why are you in Baghdad? They're so judgmental. But my plan initially was to stay where I'm at for 3 to 5 years, probably more like 2 to 3 years, to get enough money to buy a little house in Mexico, maybe a rental property, and work at a government university in deep southern Mexico, living on a local salary, getting some residual income from a rental property in Mexico, and start building a food forest farm using permaculture techniques and ideology. The huge reason for this is because you have to get it how you live. I recognize that a large part of my unrest is having beliefs that I'm not applying in my everyday life. So as I get older, I am starting to really align my life to my belief system. And I firmly believe in communities taking care of themselves, being self-sustained. I believe in taking care of the earth. I believe that nature has so much more to teach us than what we get in the classrooms. And I also believe that going to a country and buying up everything and making it unlivable for the locals is wrong. So so just recently, just a couple of days ago, I did a video about this first vacation overseas since COVID, and it's been really hard. It's continually hard, and this is just kind of like a reassertion of knowing that it's time. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to live out that plan. So that's what I said about plans since I've come overseas not being very malleable. I have been dogged by some people about the frequency with which I move. But once something is no longer comfortable or feels right, I go. So where I'm at right now, I have I've been paid late. So I've only been there since January. I've been paid late 5 times. 1 month my transfer was lost and it cost me $100 to recall the transfer. A large part, if not the sole reason that a lot of us work in these uncomfortable atmospheres is because of the money. I don't necessarily feel unsafe as compared to the United States, for sure. I felt much more unsafe in the United States immediately. As soon as I get to the United States, I feel unsafe. So I don't necessarily feel unsafe, but I do feel unsafe with my money. I'm currently in a situation still, what is it? August 8th, and we still haven't been paid. So, definitely an uncomfortable situation where I am. Being overseas on vacation has kind of shown me that it's getting worse more rapidly than I thought. For sure, diving in the Red Sea in Egypt, some of the most beautiful diving in the world. From the first time I dove to the next time I dove, I could see a real decline in the amount of color and sea life. I'm currently in Dubai, and the amount of I've gotten sick, and I thought it was just from returning from Thailand to the Middle East, but I really think it's the pollution. I can't turn the camera around with just touching a button, but let me see if I can turn the camera around so that you can see. So I don't know if you can see the smog in the air, but yeah, it's probably, so I looked at the air quality index yesterday. I think 80 is average or safe, and it's like at 140. And I'm in groups where I see people continuing to move here and continuing to move here. There is a canal here that's full of oil and trash. It looks beautiful if you just take a picture of it, but I can see the oil sitting on top of the water, and I can see the trash floating in the water from where I'm at. Thailand was wildly disappointing. It was just full of trash. The water was, the foam on the water was absolutely disgusting. I didn't get in the water in Thailand. What's happening can't be stopped, or at least not by me anyways, but the only thing I can do is do my part. So I can't stop what's going on in Iraq and the Middle East, but I can definitely work on an exit plan. So my plan is to go ahead and finish this contract in January and go ahead and relocate back to Mexico, and I'll start aggressively saving. I was very lavish on this vacation because in those 2 years that I was stuck in the United States, I didn't get to lean into self-care the way that I normally did in all the years that I've been living overseas. However, it hasn't been as enjoyable as it used to be because my eyes are more wide open to what's happening to the earth, and not just that, but the suffering of others and the disproportionate organization of wealth. And I found it really painfully apparent in Thailand, and I also find it more painfully apparent in Dubai. I'm in a really nice hotel, and it's connected to another hotel, which is connected to a mall, which is connected to a supermarket. I don't even have to go outside to go to any of these places, which is good because it's disgusting outside. and I have massages and facials and scrubs and all that stuff booked, but I feel guilty and I can't fully lean into enjoying it because I see so much that's wrong. So that's why I recognize, and so when I feel like this, I understand that I need to do something to that aligns with what I believe and believe in, and living more naturally, living more simply, um, is the only way that I see to be able to do that. So, in touch with another university in Mexico, back to Mexico I go in January, hopefully, if the universe says that that's so. I don't know if I will go with enough money to buy a property, um, but it doesn't matter because the universe has dictated that that is so. If you are in education and working abroad, there's just not as much as there used to be. It used to be really easy to find another job, another well paying job quickly. And it's different out here post COVID, where people have learned that they can put everything online. So it is different. It's a different world post COVID. I kind of made these guesstimations. So I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I am sad. I'm in pain for the world and for her people. And all I can do is my part. I think that a lot of people look around them and they see the despair and they're like, it doesn't matter. It's bigger than me. There's nothing I can do. But there is what I can do is what I can do. I can only control myself. And at my core, I know that I should be doing something. And so I am. I won't, do large scale. I'll start my little permaculture farm and hopefully be able to educate locals on permaculture and just do my little bit for my community. And I think that that is enough, but I think that continuing on living the way that I am is not going to bring me the level of peace that I need for working and living abroad. And it's not going to, ignoring it is not going to make it go away, and that's for sure. So, just kind of an update on what's going on with me and what's going on around the world. I leave you with the same advice that I've given people over the years. You really need to pay attention to the politics of the region that you're trying to go to. I know that a lot of us that work and live abroad are very anti-news, and we don't really pay attention to the news, or at least I'm like that for sure. I've been in groups where people are like, I don't watch the news at all. There's a lot of fake news out there. However, news surrounding your region, and especially news that links your country of origin to the region that you want to work in, is going to be really, really important stuff to pay attention to. And I'm guilty of not fully paying attention of what's been going on, and to put myself in a bit of a pickle, so to speak. So that's my current plan. As I've mentioned before, after 4 years of residency in Mexico, I can get permanent residency. And I'm very careful to recommend this to people because I see people really, really gentrifying Mexico. And I don't condone that at all. I'm not going to a American expatriate community. I am going to live among the people and do my best to integrate into that community and leave something beneficial there with those people. So, so pay attention to the news. Please don't gentrify communities that you're going to. It's good to connect with people where you're from, but it's also good to be part of the community and help the community be part of the change that you want to see. It doesn't have to be on a large scale. Just don't throw trash on the ground. I mean, if litter bothers you, it can be something as small as that. And that's pretty much it. So next stop Oaxaca, Mexico again, and probably the last luxurious vacation that I'll be taking. So we'll see what the next page turn brings. Again, concrete plans don't always work out when you're working and living abroad, so we'll see what comes next. I'm flexible. When I think nothing can surprise me, I've been surprised. So until next time, beautiful people, my name is Kamina the Coach, sending you love, light, peace, and joy. Until next time, again, I'm Kamina the Coach. Peace.